Hi guys, how's it going? Well, hope everything's just fine. Well, I'm good. Thanks for asking. By the by, welcome to another episode of High 3. Everyone, God willing, today we'll be covering pages 6 and 50. And this is our fourth session. Well, to start with, may I ask you to open your books to page 6? Okay, page 6. Reading and speaking. Exercise 3A. Work in pairs. With a partner, discuss the following questions. Of course. Number 1. Do you consider yourself a happy person? Why and why not? Well, guys, a tough question. Personally speaking, yeah, why not? I do think I'm happy. Of course, let me knock on wood. Well, I'm happily married. I'm a father of 2 great kids. I've got a son and a daughter, 2 sweethearts. I've got this beautiful wife. What else? About my parents, yeah, I come from a big family. There are some problems, of course. We all do have some problems. After all, who doesn't? But generally speaking, I'm happy. But I can be happier, and I do my best to be happier. Number 2, how do people assess their happiness? How do they judge? How do they, let's say, evaluate their happiness? Well, everyone, I'm afraid we live in a materialistic society, and we are trained to be kind of acquisitive. And when we grow old to earn a living, we prefer to measure success in terms of the money we have. Okay. Unfortunately, nowadays happiness is a matter of possessions, belongings. Which means the more you have, the happier you are. I don't agree at all. It is not my personal point of view. Don't get me wrong, please. This is the general perspective. In public's view, the more you have, the happier you are. For example, the bigger your house, the happier you are. This is the general image, perspective about happiness, unfortunately. People just try to keep up with the Joneses. They just judge each other by cover. They say don't judge a book by its cover. They pay too much attention to materialistic things. They don't pay attention to peace of mind. I don't know, friendship, being helpful, considerate, and thoughtful. And it really sucks, everyone. Well, what conditions, what situations favor happiness? Everyone, being satisfied with whoever you are or whatever you have, I don't know, knowing about your limitations, having plans for the future, not being greedy, and trying to help out each other and being nice to each other can really, really favor happiness. Number 4, can happiness be promoted? Can it be developed, increased? It sure can. You know, we as human beings, we live together. We need to be more understanding of each other. Try to be considerate and thoughtful of each other. Don't be selfish. Being selfish is a killer to happiness. Keep in touch and make friends with happy and cheerful and optimistic people. This just can help you improve your self-confidence. It can also change your perspective of life and then result in happiness. What facts or situations reduce happiness? Guys, nowadays, let's say big expectations. You know, we expect too much of, let's say, ourselves and each other. We are kind of lazy and we want to achieve success overnight. We don't know about our limitations. We don't pay attention to differences. We just compare people, we compare each other, we can compare our lives with others, and they can really reduce happiness. Remember, everyone is unique. Each person has different skills and talents. What I'm good at, you might be bad at, and just the opposite. Or one man's meat is another man's poison. We have different likes and dislikes. So we shouldn't try to compare our lives with others. Happiness is something inside everyone. It is just innate. Yeah, you need to be happy inside, and it is not a matter of possessions and belongings. All right, 3B. Match the words 1 through 14 with A through N. Okay, everyone, as usual, let's check out the correct pronunciation. Later we'll do the matching, and finally I'll try to come up with some sample sentences. Okay, here we go. 1. Mired, mired, mired. 2. Boiled down to, boiled down to, boiled down to. 3. Wallow, wallow, wallow. 4. Burden, burden, burden. 5. Seize, seize, seize. 6. Perpetuate, perpetuate, 7. Interject, interject, interject. 8. Void, void, void. 9. Gossip, gossip, gossip. 10. Spectrum, 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 spectrum. 11. Eternal, eternal, eternal. 12. Thereof, thereof, thereof. 13. Compensate, 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 compensate. 14. Resentment, resentment, resentment. Well, guys, as I keep saying, please and please work on your pronunciation. Okay. Now, let's do the matching. Number 1, mired, mired. It is M. Stuck in a bad situation and unable to move, or you can't escape from a difficult situation. Mired. 2. Boil down to. Boil down to. It is L. Be essentially a matter of, or to be the main reason for something. To be the main reason. Boil down to. Wallow, wallow. J. Roll from side to side. By the way, everyone, please add this meaning because we have it in the text on pages 7 and 8. So, wallow, everyone, means to enjoy something that causes you pleasure. To enjoy something that causes you pleasure. For example, we have wallow in self-pity. We have it in the examples at the bottom of the page. So, wallow, to enjoy something that causes you pleasure. Number 4, burden, burden. It is N. Load, something that is carried. Another meaning, may I ask you to add? Everyone, burden means something difficult or worrying. Something difficult or worrying. Thank you. 5. Seize, seize. It is E. Strongly feel an emotion. Seize, fume. Okay? So, for example, we say seize with something, which means to be agitated with anger, hatred, disgust. Seize. 6. Perpetuate, perpetuate. It is I. Make something continue for a long time. Perpetuate. The noun form is perpetuation, perpetuate, and perpetuation. 7. Interject, interject. Everyone, interject means insert or interrupt. Interject. 8. Void, void. Void means F, a great feeling of sadness and emptiness. So, a feeling of sadness and emptiness. Void. Gossip. 9. Gossip. It is C. Untrue rumors. Tittle-tattle. Tittle-tattle. Everyone, gossip can be a verb too. Gossip can be a verb too. 10. Spectrum. Spectrum. H. Range. Group. Actually, a range of opinions, feelings, people, situations. Range. 11. Eternal. Eternal. It is K. Never ending. Lasting forever. Continuing forever. Eternal. Never ending. 12. Thereof. Thereof. Well, thereof means of that. Of that. Related to something mentioned. Related to something that has just been mentioned. Thereof. 13. Compensate. Compensate. It is D. To replace or balance the effect of something bad. Make up for. You can say make up and for. Make up for. Okay. Compensate. 14. Resentment. Resentment. It means A. Bitterness or dissatisfaction. Bitterness or dissatisfaction. Okay, everyone. Example time. Well, mired. Guys, we say to be mired in something, or to become mired in something, or mired down in something. So, remember the meaning. It means to be involved in a difficult situation, especially for a long time. For example, the peace talks are mired in bureaucracy. Mired in. Next one, boil down to. Boil down to. Everyone, if a situation or problem boils down to something, it is the main reason, the main cause for it. For example, the problem boils down to one thing: lack of money. So, the main reason for the problem is lack of money. Wallow in something. Remember, here in the book, it means roll from side to side. But as I mentioned, wallow in something means to remain in an unhappy emotional state without trying to get out of it because you are enjoying it or you're trying to get sympathy from other people. Okay? So, you enjoy it or you love the way people look at you, you try to capture others' attention. I wish she'd do something to help herself instead of just wallowing in self-pity. Okay? Wallowing in self-pity. Well, wallow in self-pity means to enjoy being sad because you get sympathy from other people. Children usually do that. When they are not in the mood, they wallow in self-pity to get their parents' attention. Burden, according to the book, means load or something that you carry. Yes, for example, the little donkey struggled under its heavy burden. But guys, in our reading passage, it has the meaning of something difficult or unpleasant that you have to deal with or worry about. Burden. For example, we say the burden of responsibility, or my elderly mother worries that she's a burden to me. For her. Or buying a house often places a large financial burden on young couples. It sure does. So, something that worries you, something difficult and worrying. Seize, everyone, means to feel very angry, but you are unable or unwilling to express it clearly. Seize. For example, The class positively seized with, let's say, jealousy when Julia won the award. Or by the end of the meeting, he was seething. He was kind of feeling angry. Guys, there is the adjective form seething with ing at the end. For example, their seething resentment led to angry arguments, quarrel between teammates, or a seething mass of children crowded around the table. Seething. Perpetuate. Perpetuate means to cause something to continue. Perpetuate. Make something to continue. For example, increasing the supply of weapons will only perpetuate the violence and anarchy. Or the aim of the association is to perpetuate the skills of traditional furniture design. Guys, the noun form of perpetuate is perpetuation. So perpetuate and perpetuation. For example, the lack of military action from other countries has contributed to the perpetuation of the civil war. Perpetuation. Next one, we have interject. Interject. Anyone, interject means to interrupt. Okay? Interrupt. It means to say something while another person is speaking. Interrupt. That's absolutely ridiculous. Mary interjected. Mary interrupted. Guys, the noun form is interjection. Interjection. So, interjection means when someone interrupts someone else. So, interrupting someone or interrupting themselves. Her controversial speech was punctuated with noisy interjections from the audience. Interjection. Void, remember a feeling of unhappiness, emptiness because someone or something is missing? Void. They tried to describe their attempts to fill the void left by their son's death. Void. Gossip. Gossip means conversational reports about other people's private lives. It is usually unkind, disapproving, or not true. Gossip. Her letter was full of gossip. This is a noun, as a noun here. Jane and Lynn sat in the kitchen having a good gossip about their friends. Or, I don't like all this idle gossip. Or, I've got some juicy gossip for you. Yeah. Or, have you heard the latest gossip? Anyone, the adjective form can be gossipy. Gossipy. For example, a gossipy letter. Gossipy people. Gossipy women. Guys, as I mentioned earlier, gossip can be a verb too. Okay, so when we gossip, it means we talk about other people's private lives. Gossip. For example, stop gossiping and get on with some work. Or people have started to gossip about us. Number 10 was spectrum. Spectrum. Everyone, the plural form is spectra. Spectra. T-R-A. Spectra. Or spectrums. Spectrums. So, either spectra or spectrums. Remember, it means a range of opinions, feelings, emotions, people, situations, etc. For example, he has support from across the whole political spectrum. Or the group includes students from both ends of social spectrum. Social spectrum means a range of social classes, groups. Or a wide spectrum of opinion was represented at the meeting. Spectrum. Eternal, remember, means lasting forever or for a long time. Eternal. The company is engaged in the eternal research for a product that will lead the market. Or, will you two never stop your eternal arguing? You argue all the time, just stop it. Guys, the adverb form is eternally, eternally. For example, the eternally changing seasons, eternally. Or eternally weary, tired, eternally sad, eternally cheerful, pleased, elated. Or I'd be eternally grateful if you could arrange it. I'd be really grateful, eternally grateful. Thereof means of or about the thing just mentioned, thereof, of that. Please refer to the regulations and in particular Articles 99 and 100 thereof. Okay? Or we say money or the lack of thereof or lack of things like that played a major role in their problems. Okay? And things like that, thereof. Compensate. Compensate means to provide something good or useful in place of something, or to make someone feel better about something that has failed or that has been lost or missed. Make up for, as a synonym, make up for. For example, nothing will ever compensate for his lost childhood. Okay? Nothing will ever compensate for his lost childhood. Or his enthusiasm more than compensates for his lack of experience. Or I took her swimming to compensate for having missed out on the cinema. Instead of that, I did this. Or we were late and I was driving fast to compensate. Okay? We were late and I was driving fast to compensate. Great example. Compensation, everyone, is the noun form of compensate. So, compensation means money that we pay to someone in exchange for something that has been lost or damaged or for some problem. Compensation. For example, she received £40,000 in compensation for a lost eye. Or you should claim, you should seek, you should look for compensation. Or a compensation claim. Well, everyone, resentment. Guys, resentment is the noun form of the verb resent, okay? Because we will need it. So, it is worth mentioning. Resent. resent. Okay. Well, everyone, resent means to feel angry because you have been forced to accept something that you don't like. Resent. For example, she bitterly resented her father's new wife, her, let's say, stepmother. Or he resents having to explain his work to other people. Okay, I do too. I do resent having to explain my work to other people. So the noun form is resentment. He feels a deep resentment against his parents for his miserable childhood. Kind of anger, feeling upset. Anyone, the adjective form is resentful. Resentful. Again, you need to know it. We've got it in our workbook. So, resentful means feeling angry because you have been forced to accept something, okay, that you don't like. A resentful look, something like this. Or she was resentful of anybody's attempts to interfere in her work, to meddle in, to butt in her work. Anyone, the adverb form of resentful is resentfully. Resentfully. And the noun form is resentfulness. So resentfully and resentfulness. Okay, well, back to page 6. Page 6. 3C. Use the words in the box in appropriate and suitable blanks. Of course. Okay, now let's check out the words. Listen to the words. Spectrum, mired, void, seizing, resented. Remember, resent is the verb form, resented is the past form. Compensates, boils down to, perpetuate, wallow, eternal. So, number 1, Fred was seizing with anger. Anyone, anger is the noun form of angry. Okay, so he was seizing with, he was filled with, he was feeling really angry. He was furious, livid, irate. Number 2, they play a group of great music that covers a wide spectrum, and their spin makes it all the more worthwhile. So, a wide spectrum. Spectrum means range. So, everyone, they play a range of different types of music, and their spin. Guys, spin here means their style of music makes it all the more worthwhile. Worthwhile means interesting, enjoyable, important, worthwhile. Number 3, her loyalty to the firm compensates for her lack of talent. Compensates for. Loyalty, guys, is the noun form of loyal. Loyal means faithful. Faithful. So, her loyalty, her faithfulness. To the firm. Firm, everyone, here means company, organization. Firm. Compensates for, makes up for her lack of talent. Lack of means shortage, not having. This sentence means although she's not talented, She's really loyal to the firm, loyal to the company. Number 4, Tom resented the fact that Mary got the promotion instead of him. So resent, he felt angry. Promotion, remember everyone, is the noun form of promote. Promote, promotion. It means to get a better job. And when you just get lowered in your promotion, you get a demotion. Demote and demotion are the opposites. So Tom was angry because Mary was promoted. Mary got the promotion instead of Tom, instead of him. Number 5, some people believe in eternal life after death. Okay, so they believe that there is life after death. We will live forever. We will continue living after death. Especially religious people, according to our religion, there is life after death, and many people believe in it. Eternal life. Number 6, ever since April lost her job. Remember, April is a name here, a female name. Ever since means from a past time until now. So, ever since April lost her job, she has done nothing but wallow in self-pity. So, since she lost her job, she has done nothing but wallow in self-pity. Remember, guys, although wallow in 3b means roll from side to side, it has got another meaning here. Wallow in self-pity, everyone, means to enjoy being sad because you get sympathy from other people. Wallow in self-pity. You enjoy being sad because you get attention, sympathy from other people. Number 7, his reasons for leaving are mired in confusion. Okay? So, his reasons for living are mired in confusion. Confusion is the noun form of confuse. So, he left his job and his reasons are kind of confusing. They don't make sense. They're not clear. Number 8, his death left a what? A void in the queen's life which nothing could ever fill. So after he died, there was a void, there was a feeling of unhappiness, a feeling of emptiness in the queen's life, and nothing could ever fill it. Okay. Number 9, if you yell at Jane after she yells at you, your actions will only perpetuate the argument. Okay, everyone, yell means to shout at someone because maybe you are angry, you are mad at them. So, your actions will only perpetuate the argument. It will just make it continue, it will worsen the situation. So, yelling will get you nowhere. It won't help. Stop yelling, please. Number 10, what they want boils down to just one thing. It is land. Okay? So what they want boils down to. So the only thing they want, the only thing they need, the main reason for their wanting is only land. They want more land. That's it. Well, everyone, I'm afraid we need to end up this session right here. Sorry, we will deal with page 50 next session. I'm so sorry about it. Sorry for the inconvenience. So, we are done with page 6. We practiced the words, we checked out the correct pronunciation, and we did the exercises. Guys, next session we will talk about the Taj Mahal.